Oechsner Farms was started in 1991 when I bought this place, and we started out growing a 1/4 acre of vegetables, and then slowly over the years expanded that to about 5 acres of vegetables, and then some land came for rent, and 15 acres later I bought a little pull-behind combine and I started growing some grain. All the while I had a Volkswagen Audi repair business that I was using to get my seed money going for the farm, and slowly tried to expand the farm over the years. I was able to put together about 400 acres, and at that point I quit my day job and decided I was going to make a go of farming full-time, and I'm glad I did. Currently we're farming about 1,000 acres tillable, and we're growing a variety of food-grade grains and lots of cover crops. The crop that makes our farm work is red clover. It has a lot of benefits: great nitrogen fixer, strong taproot for breaking up soil compaction, and is really easy to grow. It allows us a cover crop that we can also take a seed crop off of, leave all the organic matter on the soil, but also get a little bit of income from the seed. We also grow oats, peas, forage turnips, radishes, annual ryegrass in our corn rows. For us, we really have to think about recycling plant materials back into the soil because we don't have the manure source here on the farm. We're really conscious of that and really try to do everything we can to not degrade our organic matter. We're certified organic and certified regenerative, so not being able to use chemicals to control weeds, I felt like I needed a lot of different crops that were planted and harvested at different periods during the year so that I never let the weeds get the same conditions 2 years in a row.
One of our biggest goals is to always have living roots in the soil over the wintertime, and we've pretty much managed to do that every year of our 7-year rotation. The rotation is kind of our biggest tool when it comes to soil conservation.
We have a lot of highly erodible land, a lot of slopes, and so when I first got started in this, I worked really closely with the local NRCS office to set up strip cropping systems and putting in grass waterways through the swales, putting in riparian buffers along streams, putting laneways along the outer edges of the field that are in permanent sod. And so all of those things we're still doing now, and we feel like that's really important.
I think my whole life I've been felt a connection to the outdoors and nature, birds, bird watching. I always felt like the wildlife and all those other creatures out there should have a voice.
I'm starting to rotate into a permanent native grass sod and letting a lot of milkweed and other pollinators that are good for insects and birds come up and try to, mimic what a natural landscape would look like, and also let the soil rest. Because the more different types of plants that you have in those sods, I feel like the better the regenerative effect of the long-term layaway is.
We've adjusted our mowing times to allow the grassland species of birds, bobolinks, eastern meadowlarks, and savanna sparrows in particular. They can finish nesting before we mow the fields. And it just makes so much sense to farm in a way that supports them and gives them a place to live and be too.
I think of soil as a living thing and treat it as such. Our job is to minimize whatever negative things we have to do as farmers to produce food. Farming is basically an extractive process, but we have to recognize that we have to give back, and by giving back, we have to treat soil as a living thing. So I'm part owner in a small flour mill, and originally the flour mill was a way for me to add value to my product. As the mill grew and as my farm grew, we felt other farmers in the area could contribute to this. And so I also felt it was important for the community to be able to get a product like flour and a product like bread. We're also part owner in Wide Awake Bakery. So the product goes from the field to the mill to get ground, to the bakery to be made into bread that my local community can eat.
It's creating a bunch of good jobs for other people, and that's really gratifying. You know, building the farm and building this community and building all the enterprises we have here is quite an achievement.
I really feel like one of my big responsibilities, besides being a good steward of the land, is being a good steward to agriculture itself. So we decided here that if someone was going to work for me, they had to work for 3 years minimum. And part of what they had to do while they worked here is start their own farms. And we start them off with, say, 50 acres and say, okay, figure out what you want to plant, what you're going to do here, and let them use my equipment. And that way they get a taste of farming to see if it strikes, you know, the same excitement that I feel when I do it. And it feels good to be able to supply that opportunity for a young person.
He really built this farm from nothing. And I also feel like he's built a farmer. I'm just really grateful for that.
When I heard we won the award, I'm gonna cry. I was so excited, and it was such an honor, and I really felt like that was validating everything that we all do here.
I'm super proud to get it. I'm super humbled, and I'm proud of all the people that work with me. I feel like it's almost a group prize.